Hello, friends. My name is Brian Trzaskos. I am the co-founder of the Somatic Coaching Academy. So glad to be here with you today. Today, we're going to be doing a little core centering practice. We're going to be doing core centering for healing presence today. And it's funny, I scheduled this particular live last week, and I thought to myself, boy, what will I focus on for healing presence? And then I was uh, grateful a couple of days ago to get stung under the eye by a wasp. So here, this is what I'm going to be working on today. My healing presence is this wasp thing that I have underneath my eye here. So we're going to do, again, this little core centering practice. Now, after we do this practice together, if you want to learn more about core centering, hop on over, join us at the Somatic Coaching Academy. Look for when our next core centering practitioner certification training is happening. We'd love to have you join us for that. All right, let's jump right in with healing presence. So what is healing presence and how are we going to talk about this today? Well, just healing, first of all, let's break that down. So every minute, every single minute, 330 billion cells are turned over in your body. So that means about 300 million or so cells die, and about 300 million or so cells are reborn every single minute in your body. Our uh, body is constantly dying and being reborn all day long. 24/7 for as long as we're on the earth. We're in a constant flux with our cells. Things are being born, things are dying, right? And so healing occurs when we have an injury, right? We have an injury, and healing occurs when the percentage of cells dying and being born are in perfect balance with one another. I'm not saying they're one-to-one balance, but the ratio is perfectly balanced around how many we need to have being born and how many we have to be uh, dying on a regular basis. When that balance is optimal, then we will heal. Our bodies are actually designed to heal. Our bodies already know how to heal themselves, actually. And and we can feel this, right? We can feel this state of flux that our bodies tend to be in. I mean, do you remember how exhausted you felt the last time you were physically sick? And do you remember how amped up, kind of energetically, you felt the last time you were sick with anxiety, kind of like pacing like a caged tiger or something like that? So the thing is that we can get a sense of how our body's operating by how we feel energy wise. I'm not using some strange, holistic, amorphous, weird type of energy language here. We're just saying, how do you feel? How much energy do you have? Are you exhausted? Are you optimally energized, or do you have way too much energy and you feel like you're going to crawl out of your skin, sort of thing? All right. So when we're in the perfect balance, when our cells are perfectly dying and being born, and we're going to feel that energy state also as being in perfect balance. And like I said, our bodies already know how to heal themselves. Our bodies don't need a class in how to heal themselves. Our skin gets cut, our bodies heal. We get stung by a wasp, our body is healed. Like, this is a healing process going on right now in my face, in my eye, with this swelling and this heat here and this inflammation. This is a healing process that's going on. Now, I can certainly support this healing process. I've been doing that, and I'm going to show you today just very simple ways to do that. And so basically, the other idea is we might ask ourselves, well, why doesn't my body heal? If my body already knows how to heal itself and I've got a disease or a problem, then why doesn't it heal? Well, in some ways, we don't always help ourselves very much, do we? Like, we can have problem going on, but we maybe don't get enough sleep. We don't eat the best or most optimal foods for ourselves. Maybe we're not in the best environments. We could be in toxic environments, whether those environments are toxic chemically, whether they're toxic emotionally, whether they're toxic physically, people we're involved with. Um, Again, the foods that we eat, all these things, like, we don't always do what's best for us, kind of thing, right? And that's kind of interesting how we get that way. Now, the other thing is too, there's some mysteries of life out there that I don't understand. Like, why do we die when we die? I'm not sure. I don't know those things. But I do know this, being in the healthcare space and healing space for over 3 decades, I can tell you that people who heal faster than other people kind of do something different than those who don't. And one of the things that they do is they're able to become really, really present in their current experience. And so, one way we kind of think about how to become present with the current experience is really paying attention to our current level of animation. Not animation like a cartoon, but how much energy do we have? I just spoke about that a few moments ago. Now, so what is this whole thing with energy? Well, there's indigenous cultures around the globe that talk about energy. So the Chinese talk about qi, the Japanese talk about ki. In India, they call it prana. And in the West, we don't really have a word for it. Maybe bioenergy is the closest word we might have for it. But understanding how energy flows through us and how that affects our cells and the ratio of them breaking up and building down. Now, I do want to say here, I'm going to walk us through a practice, very simple practice from our core centering a program in just a moment with you to become present with healing. But I do want to tell you too, I mean, if you're here, if you find this video and you need convincing that there's an animating life force, then this video probably isn't going to work for you. Now if you're able to come to this video with an open mind, an open heart, and pay attention to your experience, it's likely to be very, very helpful for you. Okay, so I'm just going to push away from my desk here. The very first thing I'm going to do to help to get in touch with this animating life force energy is I'm just going to kind of move my body a little bit. So I'm just going to start to shake around a little bit. So as I start to shake, I kind of feel my feet on the ground. I kind of just relax my knees, wiggle my hips a little bit, let my arms relax. And as I do this, I'm going to drop all of my attention down into my body and just notice how my body feels. Going to pay attention to the sensations in my body. I'm going to pay attention to how animated things feel. So animated, when I use that word, I'm just talking about energy flow. I'm going to pay attention to what things. So if something feels really tight and stiff, then energy is likely blocked in those areas. If something feels very, very fatigued, then it's likely that you do not have enough energy flowing through those areas. It's more depleted sort of thing. So just kind of wiggle and shake and come into my body. So when we talk about core centering for healing presence, I'm going to be able to first come into the body. Do a nice long breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Good. Relax your knees. Nice pelvic neutral posture we talk about. Crown of the head lifting up towards the sky so the body feels nice and long. Another breath. And just start to sense into your body this constant turnover of your cells. What would it feel like if you could feel cells being born in your body and other cells kind of fading away in your body, and that constant flow of cycle of cells being born and cells leaving, like a river flowing through the body, river of energy just kind of flowing through the body. What would it feel like if you could feel the cells? So just kind of slow that shaking down a little bit. Come to a sense of stillness. And again, just check into your body after you've done that shaking. Just notice how you feel. Oftentimes after we do this, people say they feel tingly, they feel warm, they feel more bubbly. Well, there you go. Now you're starting to sense that animating life energy in your body. So let's open up our stance just a little bit. We're going to do a practice called gathering. Feel your feet on the ground, crown of the head lifted up towards the sky. And we're going to imagine just gathering. It's like you're gathering something from below, and the hands come up to the heart space. Good. And then we gather from above, just like you're scooping something. Okay, so what are we scooping? Let's inhale. Imagine you're scooping energy from the earth. That was even possible. What would that feel like for you? And imagine you're scooping energy from the sky. And if that was even possible, what would that feel like? If you could just scoop this energy, inhaling, and if you scooped it and brought it all the way up through your body and just kind of deposited it here in your torso. And then if you inhale and you scoop some energy from the sun and brought it down in your body and deposited it again in your torso. Inhale. gathering energy from the earth. And another inhale, gathering energy from the sun. Of course, the exhale happens right here. Let's do another one. Inhale. And just taking that energy and filling your body with it, filling those cells that are being born with this fresh energy. And helping to cleanse away the cells that have passed on from the body. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And then inhale and exhale. Good. Okay, now I'm just going to pull over a chair here. While we're sitting here for a second, grab a seat with me. We'll just do this in sitting a few times too. Gathering up, gathering from the earth, gathering from the skies. We're just gathering this energy, whether we call it chi, ki, prana, bioenergy, magnetic field energy from the earth, atmospheric energy from the sky, the Schumann resonance, whatever you want to call it. It's a thing. And we're just inviting it to flow through your physical body. I'm inviting it to flow through my physical body. Okay, now once I've got this energy kind of flowing through my physical body, just for a moment, I'm going to take my hands and rub my hands together. Then slowly separate my hand just about an inch or so. And I'm going to feel into this space right between my palms, feeling directly into the space between my palms. And imagine rolling a small ball. And simply notice if there's anything happening between the palms. And then, similar vein, take your palms, face them towards your body, just a little bit off the skin, and feel into the space between your palms and your body. We do a tracing maneuver where we kind of go up, 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 up over the top of the head, and then down the back and shoulders, around the back, down the outsides of the legs and feet, around the insides of the legs and feet, up, 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 up. And then here we go, back to the heart again. So feel into the space between the hands and the body, noticing what you feel. So this is where the attention comes into play, just focusing between the hands and the body. And if it's easier to get some more focus by bringing hands out here again and circling the palms and feeling into the space between the palms, maybe even doing a little compress and release here, feeling into that space. Now just simply take your hands and point them at a part of your body that you would like to facilitate healing in. So I'm going to point them at my eyes because of that wasp kind of sting situation that I have going on my face. So I'm going to point my hands at my eyes, and I'm just letting my hands hover, just hovering over my body, just a little bit away, and moving the hands in little circles or little compressions, almost the same way we did when the palms were facing one another. And then just relaxing right here, becoming very present with the space, becoming very present in the space between my hands and my eyes. relaxing exhales as I simply become very present, very centered. We did some shaking and moving to stimulate energy flow. We did some gathering to invite the energy to flow further into our bodies from the energy that's all around us, from the energy field that we live in. Now, using hands simply to direct energy towards a part of the body that can use a little extra support. In this way, we're becoming very present with healing, the flow of natural energy and intelligence that the body already knows how to heal itself. And we're just bringing our awareness and attention to this healing presence that always exists within us. And we're just noticing it now. We're just noticing by taking our hands and just pointing our hands at parts of our body that feel like they could use a little extra support and love. There's a very simple technique and practice for using core centering practices for healing presence. Hope this little practice was beneficial for you. Do it as much as you like. And next time you're thinking about being able to help other people do these types of practices too, come over to the Somatic Coaching Academy, and we'll see you in the next course centering certification program. All right, talk to you soon. Bye bye.